Stevie Nicks. The voice that floats like smoke. The presence that mesmerizes. A poet in sequins who turns heartbreak into magic. But behind her songs, the ones that make us cry, dream, and fall in love, there are stories. Stories of love lost, struggles endured, and moments that changed everything. Today, on Legends Uncovered, we explore the Stevie Nicks song with a tragic backstory. The song that wasn't just written from heartbreak, but born out of personal pain that few could survive. The song, Sarah. Many fans know the song from Fleetwood Mac's iconic 1979 album, Tusk. Its melody is haunting. The lyrics are vivid, almost mystical. But few know the story that made it so raw. Stevie Nicks wrote Sarah about a complex, entangled relationship. One that included her then-boyfriend Don Henley, a friendship with Christine McVie, and the ultimate loss of love. She once revealed, "Sarah was a letter I never sent. It was about love, betrayal, and the impossible choices we make." The song isn't just a breakup song. It's a map of emotional turbulence where love, guilt, and longing collide. The tragedy behind the lyrics. The inspiration for Sarah comes from multiple layers of Nicks's life. Romantic turmoil. Her complicated love with Don Henley was intense but unsteady. Friendship fractured. Stevie had a deep bond with Christine McVie. Christine's life and choices intersected with Nicks in ways that left emotional scars. Motherhood and loss. Nicks had recently experienced the adoption of her goddaughter, Sarah, a child she loved like her own. All of this converged in one song. The lyric, "Drowning in the Sea of Love," wasn't metaphor. It was her feeling of being emotionally submerged, pulled in multiple directions at once. Music critic David Wild said, "Sarah reads like a diary, but every note feels like it's been carved from grief." The song is beautiful, yes. But behind the harmonies and mystical imagery is raw, unhealed pain. Recording Sarah, the emotional toll. Recording Tusk was legendary in itself. A famously tense marathon session for Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks has admitted, "When I recorded Sarah, I cried through half the takes. The lyrics came out in waves, and I couldn't stop myself. It was almost too much to sing." Mick Fleetwood and Christine McVie often watched in awe. They knew the song was special, but no one realized just how personal it was. Even Lindsey Buckingham, who worked closely with Nicks, said, "You could feel every heartbreak, every longing, every regret. It's like she was bleeding onto the studio floor." The song demanded emotional vulnerability, and Stevie gave it completely, leaving listeners decades later to feel the intensity, even without knowing the story. The song's meaning through time. Over the years, Stevie has revealed that Sarah represents not just a relationship, but an entire, emotional period of her life. It's about love that cannot survive circumstances, about bonds that break under weight, and about memories that haunt you even when you try to move forward. Fans often interpret Sarah as a mystical, almost ethereal love song. But for Stevie, it was a diary, a confession, and a release. A song that forced her to face the parts of life she couldn't control. She said, "I wrote it to survive it. Every time I sing it, I survive it all over again." And perhaps that's why the song resonates so deeply with listeners, because we all have moments of loss, moments of heartbreak, moments that feel like too much to bear. And Stevie put them into music that speaks to the soul. Impact and legacy of Sarah. Sarah became a staple of Fleetwood Mac concerts, a moment when the audience collectively holds their breath. It's praised as one of Stevie Nicks's most poetic and sophisticated compositions. Critics call it an example of how personal tragedy can create timeless art. Even today, artists cite Sarah as inspiration. Its combination of emotional honesty, melodic beauty, and lyrical complexity shows how pain can be transformed into something extraordinary. Closing Stevie Nicks didn't just write a song, she shared a piece of her heart, a tragic love, a complicated friendship, a loss she could never fully forget. And in doing so, she created Sarah, a song that continues to move listeners decades later, reminding us that even heartbreak can produce beauty. So next time you hear those first haunting notes, remember, you're not just listening to a melody. You're witnessing a story of survival, love, and truth. Which Stevie Nicks song moves you the most? Drop your favorite in the comments. And for more stories about the legends behind the music, subscribe to Legends Uncovered.